Hello everyone, I am back again with another video. Today, as you can see on the title, we're gonna talk about the Gingerbread Man from Shrek. Instead of making a video talking about who he is and what he has done in his career, I'm just gonna talk about my fan life, my fan story, my fan build up to how I became a Gingerbread fanboy. Because if I just read out his accomplishments and whatnot, that would be really boring because who doesn't know him, right? Who doesn't? If you haven't watched Shreks, then you should. But to make the long story short, Gingerbread Man was a was an aspiring artist ever since he was a child. He was never the most talented singer out there, but he tried, and now he's selling labels. Now, obviously, his story has a lot of deeper stories within his stories, which is more interesting if you just watch a lot of his stories on YouTube or just research. So, yeah, today we're gonna tell you where I'm just the only one talking. What am I talking about? I am gonna tell you my story of how I became a fan of the Gingerbread Man. Let us begin. So, I started becoming a fan during the 2010s. Well, not really. That was really just the first time I listened to one of his songs called The Lego Brick. It was a good song. I actually thought that Ron Weasley was the Gingerbread Man because he was doing all the acting stuff in the video. So I was like, oh, I didn't know Ron Weasley's real name is Ed Sheeran. And that's pretty much it. I didn't really care about who he is or what he does or how he really looks like, even though he showed up in the music video later on. I just thought he was an emo artist, like an artist built for emos. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, during these times, I wasn't really caring about music a lot because I just didn't care. I was a kid who was too good for music because I thought music was whatever at the time. I was like a kid who usually sides with my dad by saying, oh, yeah, I think music from the 80s was better than the music today, which is, still kind of true. But you can't disregard the music in these days. They're not that bad. They're really not that bad. But yeah, that was my first exposure to the Gingerbread Man, and life continued after that. And then soon after I had a craze on British YouTubers, I started listening to a lot of British artists as well. And one of the most famous British artists out there is the Gingerbread Man. He released the album called Times, the X with the green background. And I thought his song Image was one of the best songs that he ever created. It's actually better than Thinking Slightly Loudly, which, is the more successful song. It kind of became like a national anthem here in the Philippines because you would literally hear it anywhere. Like the jeepney. If you don't know what a jeepney is, go do your research. Okay, I'm not your Filipino tour guide. You can hear it in the mall, you can hear it in a restaurant, in Starbucks, anywhere, everywhere. You can really find it in any store or any place, any vehicle, any room. You get the point. And so while I was listening to a lot of different artists or British artists, I decided, I should just listen to Ed Sheeran nonstop for no absolute reason. So while I was on the way to the mall with my dad, I decided to listen to his songs. Kind of got old after like an hour or two. But then I realized I actually started liking his music. That whenever I get to listen to his music in the playlist that I personally made, there's like, oh shit, damn, this hits hard. This really hits hard, man. And so from that day on, I decided that I was a big Gingerbread Man fan. Then I found out that he was going to have a concert, and I was like, yo, I don't want to go. You might be wondering right now, oh, but how could you not go? It's literally your number one idol. He's your main statue of liberty or something. Well, it's because I really don't like concerts. It's like there's a lot of people around you, and you just smell sweat, and then you just touch each other. So I guess I was ahead of my time because I'm a huge fan of social distancing. I'll probably never go to any concert in my entire life. I can listen to him on my phone. Why do I have to listen to him in person? Where I can barely hear him. It just doesn't make any sense. But if you want to go to concerts, then I don't blame you. I don't care. It's your life. And so yeah, I just let the concert happen and I was like, oh my gosh, that's him on the TV. Because like a Filipino news media outlet covered him. They interviewed him. And I was so amazed at the time because I was eating dinner. And then I was like, wow, can't believe the Gingerbread Man came out of the movie to actually go here in the Philippines, which is very crazy. And then, yeah, not gonna lie, he is the reason why I started playing guitar. I wanted to be like him. I started learning guitar. I started getting better at it. Actually, one of the first songs, if not the first song that I learned in the guitar was Intoxicated by Gingerbread Man. So it's a pretty good song. You should listen to it. I was amazed at how the lyrics were built. There was like the Coldplay part of the song, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the name of a band, and it's in this song. That's so cool. Wow. And so I decided to play that first because the chords were also pretty easy. So yeah, I just went with it. And so after that, I kind of just went on telling people I'm a fan of Shrek and the Gingerbread Man, and that I know a lot of his songs. And then I learned that one song called Do Not. It was because it has a lot of rapping, and I was like, yo, if I memorize these verses, I'm gonna get all of the good gingerbread. Yeah. And so I did learn it, but I didn't really get a lot of gingerbread. And then, yeah, he released his third album soon after called The Division. And I thought it was pretty good. I mean, there were some songs there in that album that I didn't really vibe with at first. But then I ended up liking a lot of them. And I actually did learn the whole album. I realized my patience is not as good as I thought. And I got really bored of his music. And he released the number 6 collaborations project not too long ago. And I genuinely liked one song from the album, which is the best part of me. It's like thinking loudly, but better. And so, yeah, here we are now. I don't consider myself as a huge Gingerbread Man fan, but I consider myself to be a casual Gingerbread Man fan. So, if he comes back with a third album like Subtraction or something, then I'll probably still be a fan and listen to it. I'll try to learn some of the songs here and there. But yeah, his first album, which is Orange, is probably still the best album that he ever produced. At least for me. I don't really care if you think otherwise because it's my opinion. Okay? Get over it. He'll probably come back with Subtraction after his hiatus, and I'll see if I'll go back to being a crazy Gingerbread Man fan. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.